Hello and welcome from the US. I'm so excited to be on this presentation to introduce the launch of the Nigerian market for our company. It feels like it's been a long time coming, and I wish I was there sitting with you in person, and I look forward to doing that one day. My name is Aaron Decker, and I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've never had a traditional job. I've always went and looked for opportunity. And when I found the right opportunity, I was always willing to seize it and follow through with all the passion I could muster. And through that process, I met my now wife, Dr. Ginger Decker. Dr. Ginger, she's been featured on the Dr. Oz show here in the US. She's written books. She's a published author, speaker, and just as, or even more importantly, she has taught real health for now going on over 3 decades. She was an educator at a world-renowned healing center, and you're going to get to hear from her in just a minute. I'm also extremely excited and honored, quite honestly, that we've been able to team up with Deborah and Dr. Charles to help launch this company, and more importantly, these unbelievable products into your country. So without further ado, here's my wife, Dr. Ginger.
Well, thank you very much, Aaron, for that introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Ginger, and I'm here to share with you the product Tahitian noni that has been brought to Nigeria. So I want to tell you a little bit about it. Well, first of all, it starts with Tahiti. That is where the noni fruit is grown that we utilize. It was brought to the world by a Mr. John Wadsworth in the early 1990s, and we have since sold over 170 million bottles all over the world. Our noni processing plant is right there in Tahiti, so the fresh fruit is harvested and brought to this facility and bottled and brought out all over the world. Now, one of the things that makes noni so unique, it is a fruit, but it has something in there, a phytonutrient called iridoids. So, of course, it has the water and the carbohydrates and the vitamins and the minerals like all over fruit, but a specific phytonutrient called iridoids, that is specific to noni. In fact, noni is the leading source of iridoids in the world. There's 12 iridoids found in Tahitian noni that do all kinds of things. I'm going to share with you some of the studies, but protecting the cells, reducing free radicals, help maintaining healthy cholesterol levels, promoting good heart health, enhancing the immune system in a big way. These are very hardy. This fruit does not break down, or the iridoids do not break down under heat or light, and they have a very strong, distinct taste. Now, these iridoids are not found in your common fruits. You will not find iridoids in pears and apples and oranges, or even some of the exotic fruits like mangosteen and acai. You will find iridoids in the Tahitian noni. But specifically, Tahiti harvests the highest levels of iridoids. You can see this comparison here of even Thailand, Japan, and Hawaii. The noni fruits that are grown there do not have the levels of iridoids that Tahiti does. And we love to prove that in terms of testing. And so we literally, every lot that is produced at the facility in Tahiti, the iridoid levels are tested. Now, obviously, it's going to vary based on weather patterns and soil and different things along those lines. But this is how we know our levels are the highest, because we test it all the time. Now, I mentioned earlier the noni fruit has a very strong taste to it, but we combined grape and berry, and that makes a delicious flavor, and it's bottled in that beautiful bottle that you see there on the slide. We have literally 2.5 decades of Tahitian noni research with more than 120 peer-reviewed scientific research publications, and counting, I will say. I love this slide right here because this is an example of what the Chinese government has claimed for our Tahitian noni juice. They actually made a function claim as it relates to your immune system. So there is a function claim for a strong immune system when drinking our noni juice, and China gives their stamp of approval. as does the physician's desk reference. Yes, your PDR, your book. I'm sure you're familiar with this. Look it up. Tahitian noni juice. Our Tahitian noni juice is actually listed there in a long description. I'll just highlight a couple things: antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antiparasitic, anti-inflammatory, all the things that I'm sure you're hearing from your patients. This also includes data on allergies as well as toxicity, which there are none. No observable adverse effects with the Tahitian noni juice. And here's the rest of that description. Okay, so I just want to touch briefly on natural killer cells. I'm sure you're familiar, a type of lymphocyte or white blood cell. And then we have interleukin-2, which is a type of cytokine signaling molecule in the immune system. Both of these are impacted by Tahitian noni. In fact, both of these, their activity increases 30% with the addition of Tahitian noni. So I love that. Again, more proof that we are helping that immune system. In fact, 30% more ammunition to fight against whatever it is we're dealing with out in the world. This is a study that's very recent, 2021, and I love this because it talks about the spike proteins. So if you are familiar at all with what's been going on in the world the past couple of years, I'm sure you know that terminology of spike protein. Well, the Tahitian noni juice literally stops the spike protein from binding or entering the human cell. So Morinda, which is the plant name for noni, inhibits SARS-CoV-2 spike protein binding of angiotensin receptor type 2. If you've done any research on what's been happening in the world the past couple of years, I'm sure those terms are familiar to you. And this is the study. If you want to see the study, you can Google it, or you can ask for any of these studies that we're showing you here today. I'm just going to go over them briefly just to give you an overview of what we have on our hands here with Tahitian noni juice. So potential health benefits of noni juice, there's a whole slew of them that we're going to share here. Here's a list right here, and I'm going to go through a handful of these in our clinical trials. This is kind of a fun slide because this actually was a consumer health perception study that was done. And now many of these people had underlying conditions as well, so it's great that they improved in those areas. But in terms of how they feel, we asked them how they felt, all of the people in the study, and 83% said, I feel better in general. I feel healthier than before using the product. I feel like I bounce back more easily after my workouts. I feel like I have more energy. When I exercise, I have more stamina. I feel like I wake up ready to start the day. My mood has improved since using the product. I'm experiencing less pain in general, and we hear that a lot. I'm feeling stronger. I feel like I have fewer headaches, and I'm sleeping better at night. So all A pluses across the board in terms of basically your patients giving verbal feedback on how they are feeling. I love that. Now, antioxidant clinical trials, we have a bunch of these. So Tahitian noni juice significantly increased the antioxidant activity within red blood cells. Get this, within 1 hour of consumption. The antioxidant effect was almost 5 times greater than that of the placebo, which in this case was orange juice. So the antioxidant activity in red blood cells and in the plasma increased in all the volunteers that drank the Tahitian noni juice. That's a great, great study right there. Now, as it relates to heavy smokers, we have a couple studies. As we know, smokers are inhaling all kinds of chemicals and toxins. They have super oxidants and oxidation going on in their body. So this is a great study as it relates to antioxidant effect in heavy smokers. And as little as 30 milliliters of Tahitian noni juice per day lowered free radicals significantly. In this case, fruit juice was the placebo and had no effect whatsoever, but the Tahitian noni juice absolutely did. Here's another one on smokers as well. And TNJ reduces lipid peroxidation-derived DNA adducts in heavy smokers. We love testing this on people who really need some help. And we've got one more study. As little as 1 serving of TNJ per day, and that's 30 milliliters, lowered the amount of DNA damage by approximately 1/2. That is huge. So imagine what it's doing in healthier people, right? They don't have as much going on. All right, cholesterol, triglycerides, C-reactive protein in heavy smokers significantly reduced all of these, including